What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Into the Game. Now, this week, we're getting into the game of YouTube. You guys are going to hear a little bit about why Duran, a.k.a. Iron Angel, became a YouTube gamer, where he got started, a little bit about his background, and, some of the goals and aspirations that he has for his channel and for his business and for everything that has to do with going into the game. Stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy Into the Game. The subject this week is you.
Oh, what about me?
Don't be shy. What about you? We are diving into why you became a YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
So.
Wow, that's a big question. Okay.
Yeah. So, first off, where did the name Iron Angel come from? And why did you pick that to be your gamer tag, your business model, your everything?
Well, wow. That name came way before YouTube. It came from my brother. Shout out to my brother Devon. Man, how old was I? 18? I'm 28 now. I was 18. We was playing on Xbox. This is when I first got a 360. I got my first 360. I was 18 years old. And at this time, I haven't played a game system since I was 12. I never had one. So for like 6 years, never had a game system. I got the Xbox. I'm learning how to even get it started. And then they asked for a name that's not just your regular name. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking it's something so important. I'm like brainstorming, dang, what name? Because then they were saying, I think about at that time, you can only make a name once. And after that, you might have to pay for a new name. And so I'm trying to make it all serious. I think that's how it was in the 360 back then. And I'm excited. Like I said, first system in 6 years. And my brother was living with me at the time. And I remember I was like, man, Devon, what should I come up with? And he was like, you've been sitting here for 30 minutes to figure out a stupid name? I was like,
there for 30 minutes trying to come up with a name?
I was excited. It was like my first system in 7 years. I had my own place and all this stuff. I'm like, I got to make this, serious business. And my brother was laughing, making fun of me. But then later, he came out of his room and he's like, Duran, I got a good name for you. I said, sure. What's up? And I'm excited to see what he's going to come up with, because my brother, he's very brilliant. He's really good. He was like, how about Iron Angel? And at first I had to pause. I'm like, Iron Angel. Why should I be called Iron Angel? He was like, okay, well, can I be honest with you, Duran? And I was like, sure. He was like, you're always talking about and living about how strong your relationship is with God, with the Lord, and all this stuff. And he says, honestly, I thought you was like a lot of other people where they talk about who they follow but don't live it out. He says, but you really live it out, and you'll take or whatever consequence goes with that. I was like, I believe if you going for something, you should stay true to it. And I love the Lord, and I want to stay true to, his word and his lifestyle. He was like, yeah. So in your years of doing that, I realized that you don't break under pressure or nothing. And he says, and you're like the nicest person in the world, like an angel, and you don't break, like, you're iron and an angel. I was like, what? This came in your head? And I was so surprised. He was like, yeah. He was like, I just really believe no matter how mean people are, you're always nice. No matter how tough a situation is, you always keep a smile on your face. You're not one to break. He was like, so I think you're an angel made of iron. I'm like, And I was surprised because me and my brother had different kind of lifestyles back then. He did his thing and I did mine, and that lifestyle wasn't really his forte of how I was living. And so I was surprised, but and I told him that was one of the best compliments he ever gave me.
Aww.
Yeah, to this day I still say, I said, Iron Angel. He smiles whenever he hears that name because he knows that it came from him.
Aww.
And I always say, when I make it big, he's copyrighted it without him even knowing he copyrighted it. So I'll make sure to give him, whenever I get it big, to give him a nice check for it. It's our inside joke, but I literally will do it. But no, so yeah, that's where it started with Xbox. It was just a regular
was
Xbox
it
name.
Xbox or was it Xbox 360?
360, excuse me.
Okay.
Xbox 360. My friend, it was been my nickname since, and then it somehow stretched from Xbox to everywhere we go. Like that was just my nickname. Hey, Angel, Iron. You know, it just be that thing. You know, outside of Xbox. So yeah, that's where the name came from, and you know, it's a blessing, and I thank the Lord that it's an attitude I always keep. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, no matter the situation, I ain't gonna break.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still gonna be nice to the people who are not nice. I think that's what people always ask me, how do I respond? I respond so nicely to haters or their comments, or I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be mean. That's I'm not gonna be mean. That would be nice. I would be I think you gotta live out the name you give yourself, and Angel is an important factor. If you call yourself an angel but act all cruel and mean, then that name is is a lie. So
very true.
I just people who are mean, it doesn't bother me. I was 18 at that time, and it didn't bother me, according to what my brother even says. So I'm 28 now. Definitely grown a lot. 10 years since that Xbox 360 and that name, and I've grown a lot. And I think the best retaliation to hate is show love back. Mm-hmm. I think it drives haters crazy because there's nothing you can do to make me mad or rage. It's at the end of the day, I'm playing a video game. Yeah. A video game is not that important to get mad over, but
wait, let's repeat that one.
What?
A video game is not that important to get mad over.
No, absolutely not.
Some of these rage videos out here so
it's ridiculous. Like, they take it way too far. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, nobody cares if you're the greatest. Nobody cares if you stink. And you can be the best today. Next week, nobody's going to remember because nobody cares.
It's fun.
A video game. Like, I'm old school. Video games was meant for people to come over, to have fun, to play, to have a good time. And people have taken it so far, I think, because of the whole people can make money out of it. Mm-hmm. I think some people just think they're really the greatest, and they take it to... And there's nothing wrong with thinking you're the best. I always say I'm a competitive person. Nothing wrong if you think it. But when you take it far as... you're disrespecting somebody else, and you're going personal at them, and then you harming people, breaking stuff. It's like, okay,
that's too much.
Okay, the game is it's a video game, basketball. It's a video game. Like, if I when people someone was shocked I post some videos of me losing. I was like, because I don't care. I had fun, I don't like posting, when people cheat, I don't like that, so I won't post it. But a game of me losing, that person was better than me. Like, I don't come across as a better gamer because I'm not. Yeah. I'm really good at what I do, but if I say I stink at something, then I stink at something,
But that's a humble spirit to have.
It is. I mean, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's also my mindset of, I don't care if I won the game or lose the game. I'm going to forget it. You know how many videos I posted a week?
So true.
A lot of it. I don't remember the video I posted a month ago unless it's something that was very, very close to me. Like something that was meaningful, something happened. But it's a game. Next week, I'm not going to care because I'm looking to do another video, I just have a good time. Like when people have with me, we just have a good time. Yeah. And that's how I am with people, like in general. Like if I'm around somebody and they're just taking it way too seriously, I leave the party. It's like, all right, bro, you're taking this, way too far. You're going at this person's family. You're talking about their life. That's too much. I hope you die. It's like, all right.
That's
like,
way too much.
The era where it was very bad. I think it's bad now, but these new generation players don't know the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 era. And people who are listening, they would know what I'm talking about for those who was in Call of Duty. That, what they call it, game chat was deadly. That was the most deadliest game chat party community in the face. They think the 2K community or the live community or all these other communities are bad. No. That's why I think it's easier for me now, because I used to think, dang, these people are like hard. Like back then, it was like, now it's just like, oh, I mean, that's the best you can say. You have no idea what these dudes was doing in the call. And it's bad,
That's terrible.
And that's the thing. I used to laugh at them savages in Modern Warfare 2. So these guys are like, all right, you gotta go way deeper than that. It's like, hey, you can't go any deep for me. Because me, it's simple. I just block you and move on my day. I'm not going to remember who you are. It's like, okay. I pray for you. And I literally do. People don't know this. And if a hater listens to this, let me let you know something. I pray for you. I hope the best for you. Because obviously for you to come on my network or channel or anybody's now, not just me, but anybody, and get all cruel and mean, there's obviously something wrong going on in your life.
Yeah.
And that's what I think about. So that's why, like, I get a lot. Like, I used to get a lot of game. What do Xbox have now? Like those messages. Mm-hmm. People just sending me hate things. I just say, God bless you, and I hope you have a good day. And it's funny, they don't respond back because what are you going to say to a nice person that just stays nice? You know, a pastor used to say, keep being nice till it drives them crazy.
Yeah, kill them with kindness.
Kill them with kindness. Because I hope one day you be nice. But anyway, yeah, I've dragged that story way too long. But yeah, it was just
we got a little
nobody
off track.
really asked me that in a long time. And it's something to think about, like, wow. But yeah, that's how Iron Angel came about.
So your brother gave you the name.
Yes.
Now, I knew you way back when, like elementary
school, yeah.
And then we reconnected again, like college years. And so I remember you telling me a story about when you first discovered YouTube. First off, how old were you when you discovered YouTube?
That's embarrassing. Because everybody's still like, what? You did not know? All right, guys. So I'll make this one quicker.
What?
Well, because I know I didn't do the first story. But, guys, I'm 28. I didn't know what YouTube was till I was 23.
Yep. Mind you, guys, YouTube had been out. Been out. Like
Ali A was been out for like 6, 7, 8 years. PewDiePie, 10, for a long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what YouTube was. Like, guys, let's just say from 18 to, let's just say life hit a brother. I don't go into details, but I was busy trying to focus on, handling my business with me and, family members and situations that I wasn't even thinking about. And then on top of it, I wasn't even a internet kind of person.
Yeah.
I wasn't, if it, TV, the closest to internet I had was Xbox. I talked to friends or something, but I never, and it still to this day surprises me. I'm like, I didn't even know what that was. The way I found what YouTube was I was at work, and shout out to my good friend Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Yes, Kyle. We had a break, and I'm eating, and I look to my right, and he's watching something on his phone. Mind you, 23, I'm 28, so that was 5 years ago.
What was that, 2014?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how it happens. I'll see him watching something. And I'm like, what is that? He was like, oh, I'm watching this guy play. And he has no idea I don't know what YouTube is either. So he's thinking I'm asking who is he watching play? And I'm like, wait, you're doing what? And he looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, I'm watching this guy play. I can't remember what game it was. I'm like, how are you watching a guy play a video game? And he froze at me, thought I was joking. He was like, you're kidding, right? I was like, no. How are you able to watch a guy play a video game? He's like, through YouTube. And I was so lost. I'm like, what is that? He's like, Direct, you don't know what YouTube is? It's been out for like almost 10 years. I'm like, no, I have no idea what YouTube is. And he's like, wait a minute, you play video games. I was like, and? He says, you don't know what YouTube is? Streaming site to put your own content out there? I said, that stuff is real? He was like, dude, what? And he was like, Kyle, if he had him on his podcast, he would say like, yeah, at this day, I still was surprised that he did not know.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what a YouTube was, and I was surprised. And I was like, I got my chair, got close to it, started. Well, I'm like, dude, people actually play video games and you can broadcast it? And the reason I was surprised, guys, because I was entertaining my gaming, and I'll share that story a little bit later. But I used to entertain people before YouTube was ever around. People used to come over my place because I would, how people laugh now at my videos and stuff. I did that before YouTube. Mm-hmm. This stuff that you see me now, guys, is how I've always been. Yeah. I just never knew it could be a job and it could be something that you can grow. I never knew that. I just love gaming, and people thought I was hilarious how I played and how I sound. I'm always enthusiastic. So, but anyway, I was like, wow, people actually can play video games on their phone. Like, I mean, and you can broadcast on the phone. And I was so, like, that whole day at work, because I think I still had another half a day of work left. When we went back to work, that's all I could think about. I'm like, no way. There's no way. This is even before that I knew you can get paid for it too. I just thought that, wow, you can actually just broadcast your talent. Yeah. That's all I was, because like I said, I don't go to, like, my number one priority is not to make money on YouTube. It's going to be nice. It'll be nice when I can get there, but that's not my main priority. I love to entertain. People say I'm a YouTuber. I'm more of an entertainer. I like to entertain people. I'm a gamer / entertainer. But yeah, I'm sitting there like just amazed. And I remember I went home and I'm sitting there just looking at YouTube. He told me what app I could download the app on my phone, and I watched YouTube for like 8 hours straight. I was just like surprised. And the first channel I got to was Chris Smooth. No, Ali A. Ali A was my first one. Call of Duty. This is before his Fortnite years now, but I'm talking about Call of Duty. It was Ali A. And I was just amazed. One, he's really good at what he does. Two, his editing, because I like to edit. By the way, I'm so excited for my new editing program. Three, just the fact that he had all these videos. I'm like, this dude has over 1,000-some videos. How did I not see this?
Yeah.
And Chris Smooth was the second guy, because it was basketball, and y'all know basketball is my favorite sport. And I'm like, bro. And what made me get excited about Smooth was, honestly, he sounded like me. Like, people, like, my brother, and this is a good example. My brother, one time, I texted my brother, I think that same day or the next day. And I said, hey, do you know what YouTube is? He was like, duh, I know what YouTube is.
Yeah.
I said, dude, I never knew what it was. He was like, how did you not know what YouTube was? He says, dude, you need to come back to reality. I think you've been a little too busy out there working. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. And I said, dude, listen to this guy. He sounds just like me. And I sent my brother, no, I didn't even tell him that this guy sounds like me. I just told him to listen to this video. And I never forget it. I came out of Target. I got a text message, and he's like, Duran, is that you on YouTube? Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, that's a dude called Chris Smooth. He's like, he ain't our family, is he? I was like, not that I know of. He was like, cause you and him sound just alike. Mm-hmm. This is the 2K15 years, which I think 2K15, Madden 15, and 2K16 and Madden 16 was my best years of watching Smooth. But yeah, it was just hilarious. I was just so thrilled, and I was amazed.
Oh yeah.
So
I remember you Skyped me that night, and you were like, do you know this thing called YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, you like post videos. And he's just like, wait, what? Like, you knew what it was? I'm like, you didn't know what YouTube was? It's been out forever. Like, literally, the fact that you had no idea.
No idea. I was so and Kyle looked in my eyes. He was like, you are very serious that you have no idea what this is.
You had no idea. I
was so surprised. So to answer your question, though, you said, why did I? What was the question again?
How were you introduced to YouTube?
Oh, I thought you said, why did I become a YouTuber?
No, we'll get there.
Okay. So yeah, that's how I was introduced, and the rest is history. I can go in full detail, but that's another podcast for another day, because that's a long story. Well, I will share this. Before YouTube, because I didn't have a computer at the time, and at the time I'm like, I want to do this. Like, I do this already. This is cool. By the way, I have no idea that you can make a buck out of it. Mm-hmm. You know, now it's cool, like thinking about it's cool you can have it as a job, but at that time it was just like, I can be in this community with other gamers and show them what I can do, you know, and also be cool and entertaining. I don't know if people remember this, but an Xbox One, I got it when it first was released, and they had this camera. What was it called? Xbox?
The Kinect.
Kinect, thank you.
Yep.
And the Kinect, and I learned that you can post like
2
minutes. I think at the most videos, or maybe shorter than that. And I was like, wow, well, I can't do YouTube right now because I can't get a computer, but maybe I could do it through the Xbox thing, because they say you can share it. I'm like, wow. So I literally, guys, no joke, I took like 3 to 4 to 5. I did like 4 or 5 different 20-second videos on this Xbox Kinect, and then put it together on the Xbox still, and then made like a 2-minute or something like that video. Yep. And I just started posting on Xbox. It only got like 5 views or something like that, but I was thrilled. I'm like, yo, this is awesome.
Oh, I remember that. It was so funny. We had just gotten married, and literally, you would like sit on the floor next to the Xbox Kinect. Like, you'd sit right in front of the camera so you could talk into the camera, and you'd be like, all right, 60 seconds, go. And you'd sit there and you'd talk, and then you'd put it over in the Kinect editing that they had on the Xbox. And I'm just like, what are you doing? You're like, if I can make like 20-second videos, then I can post it on like the Xbox community, and people can see like my highlights from the game. And I was like, okay.
Man, what game was it?
I feel like you were playing live.
Live 15.
I was gonna say, yeah, you were playing live.
Yeah, because this was the time when I didn't play for Live 14, but Live 15 got my attention, because I'm not gonna go through all that, but I used to play live since '93, and that was always my video game. I never was into 2K until this recent time now. One, because I never gave it a shot. I've always played live, and I never dissed 2K, but I never played it either because I was like, hey, I got one basketball game, I don't need to have two. Yeah. That was always my mind. I never really played 2K, so I never really knew what it offered. I played every now and then, but because I was so used to live, I just stuck to that. But it's funny how I post not more 2K now, but I do both. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I started. But you got another question?
I do. Now this is a personal question.
Okay.
Because you know me. We got married June 2014.
Okay.
And you didn't tell me that you were a gamer until we got our first place in December. I remember we were at Latitude. Nope, you didn't tell me you were a gamer. Because you were like, I didn't really think like you'd be into video games.
I remember that. I remember that.
Like I didn't want to be like
I was embarrassed.
A nerd. Why were you embarrassed?
Well,
that's a question. Why were you embarrassed?
I dated girls who thought that was stupid at the time. I'm not going full detail because they might listen to this, but, let's just say I just dated girls who wasn't, or women, because I respect them. I didn't date women at the time who thought that was attractive, unless I was playing with their little brothers or something just to, get boyfriend points. I don't know. But, yeah, that was the thing. So now I met you. And by the way, guys, I've always had a crush on Michaela since elementary school.
Okay.
And she was like this girl who I didn't think I could ever get. I think she was always out of my class. So definitely I wasn't going to admit that I would like games either.
Oh, my goodness.
So I didn't do it with these other women. So I'm like, I know I'm not going to do it to her because she's going to just leave me on the dust. Like, oh, no, gamer, goodbye.
We were married.
What?
You think I'm just going to up and leave when we're married?
Or just
like,
think
you
that
like video games?
Or,
I'm out, thanks.
I didn't know what to think, but I didn't think nothing good was going to come out of it. So.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so anyway.
So you were embarrassed?
Yes.
Okay. I remember one day you sat me down and you were like, I really want this to become something. And I'm like, what do you mean? And you were like, this whole gaming thing, this YouTube thing, I think I can really turn it into a business. And I think I can really be something.
And at this time, I knew, this is when I learned you could actually have it as a business. You know how I first realized that?
How?
There was a video that Ali posted. And he showed where he lived in his house and car. Mm-hmm. And it was from his YouTube stuff. I'm like, people actually get paid for this? Mm-hmm. Because I was just enjoying But he kept saying, hit the like. But I'm like, sure. I'm like, I don't think anything of it. I like your video. So, of course, I'm going to hit it. But I didn't know what it does for him. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow. And I'm still, by the way, making videos off the Kinect. I didn't have a computer yet. And, but yeah. Yeah, and I was like, wow, people actually can have this as a business. Now, I always believe when you go into something that you want to do, don't have money as your forefront.
Yeah.
So that's why I had a clear mind of what I wanted to do. Because this is who I was before money was ever known.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I post stuff on Connect before because I just wanted to entertain people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like just to have fun.
I remember your parents would tell me stories about how you were 3 in an arcade.
Oh, 5 years old. I remember.
Yeah, you would just like sit and watch a game.
Yeah. Oh, guys. So this is a long story short. I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey, and we have this boardwalk. And my parents always said I was 5 years old one time, and this is how they knew gaming was going to be part of my life. They just didn't know how. We was walking the boardwalk, and I'm 5 years old again. For those who have 5-year-olds, you know how the mindset they have. They said I all of a sudden froze outside and stared at this building. It was an arcade building. Never met a video game in my life. And they said they just watched me. Like I let go of their hand and everything. I just stared. And I walked right towards it. I had no idea what it was either. I just knew I was attached to it. And Dad said he saw me just stare at the system. It was Marvel versus... No. It was a game. It wasn't Marvel, but it was a game. I can't remember what it was. And my dad said it was like I was processing it. He said because I stared at it, not knowing what it was, and I didn't move. Mm-hmm. And my dad said I was there. He said he watched me for like 15 minutes. This little 5-year-old just stare at the system. Didn't play it, didn't do anything, just looked at it. And was amazed, and yeah.
It's like you knew then and there.
Well, I didn't know as a 5-year-old, but I was always attached to it somehow.
Yeah, and then I know like your parents told me another story about how you were in a laundromat and
Oh, yeah.
there was a video game system.
Marvel vs. Street Fighter.
Okay, it was in the laundromat, and you somehow figured out how every 5th trial they gave you like
that's funny.
a free chance to play.
Yeah, because my parents, they wasn't the best supporters with video games, so the best way for me to play a video game is to get it free. And this is how I knew God had plans for me when it comes to video games. Guys, y'all know how the games work. I mean, if you don't pay for it, arcade, it doesn't work for you. It's just a demo. It's just a video. So we had a laundromat, and I've always been, to this day, I'm always attached to Marvel's Capcom, Street Fighter, Marvel's Capcom 4, or that recent one was trash. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking at it, and I knew not to ask my dad for money because they was not the biggest with games. So I just sat there at the laundromat. One day one day I decided to get up and stand next to the system, and it's like these manuals. It's showing you how to play as these characters. Gambit was my main character at the time, and I'm looking at his control and I'm practicing it. But no, I'm practicing it just doing the movement on the stick and the button. The game ain't working. It's just me looking, and my brother was making fun. He was like, "Duran, what are you doing?" I'm like, I'm imagining in my head as if I'm playing it. And one day, as I'm in this corner, I'm looking weird as heck because the game ain't coming on.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I look up, and the game is the actual Gambit thing, and it's actually working. And I'm like, oh, somebody put money in here? But no, it doesn't. It still says insert coins. But I'm playing it, and all that time practicing it, I learned the moves right then and there. And I'm like, Devon, I call my brother, it's working. He's like, no way. I'm like, dude, it's working for me. And my dad was like, did you pay for that? Because he thought I was about to get in trouble if I did. I was like, no, it's actually working for me. He said, for free? He said, it says insert coins. I know, but it's working for me. And the game was weird. It had like a 45-second time frame where I can play it. So I played it for 45 seconds. I had to wait 5 minutes, and it would just show video. Then 45 seconds later, it was like playable. Then it would show video. And I was like, wow. And I mastered Marvel's Capcom through that by doing that for like months. Because we would go and get our wash clothes once a week. And we'd be there for like 3-4 hours. So if you think about it, every 5 minutes, 3 to 4 hours, I get like 45 seconds, and I'll just learn 45 seconds, and get the best out of it until I got this big combo. And that's funny because that led to me winning the Marvel's Capcom 2 tournament.
I was going to hit on that next. So you went from 5 years old to staring at a game to...
I think I was 8 or 9.
Yeah, sitting in a laundromat. Yeah. And then Vegas.
13 or 14 years old. That was a total accident. A blessing from God. Man, we was walking in Vegas, and our parents were being extra nice, and there was this big GameWorks there. I don't even know if it's still there.
GameWorks. I remember GameWorks.
Yeah, that was the thing back. That was the Dave & Buster's at the time. But so it was a 2 to 3 story building of GameWorks in Vegas, beautiful Vegas at night. And I asked my parents because we saved up money for Vegas, and honestly, I just wanted to play games. There's moments in our lives where parents would just let us play the game, and I was all in. I went to every Marvel's Capcom system. So we go there, and I'll never forget, I did so many chores to save up money throughout the year. I just used most of my money, and I was just at Marvel's Capcom, and I didn't move. And I just didn't move. I played it, I lost, I win, played it. People come up randomly, hey, can I play with you? And I would win or lose or whatever. And I just wouldn't move. It was like 2-3 hours. My brother's playing other stuff. He's doing other things. It was just me. And my brother always knew. He was like, I know you're not moving from this spot, so I know where you'll be at. And so one day, well, not one day, later in that time, a group of people was behind me. And I'm like, what in the world are these people doing? This guy comes up to me and says, hey, young little man, sorry to interrupt, but when you're done with that game, we need this system. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, we're having a tournament. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And this is when I first knew that there was a tournament for games. I'm 13 years old. That's 2004. And so I'm like, wow, that's cool. So I was going to watch. I'm like, I would be a spectator and just watch. I think that was the coolest thing. I'm like, wow. And as I'm playing, okay, when I finish, and 30 minutes go by, I'm not losing. Because he said when you're done and you lost and all that stuff, I'm not losing. And this is like, cause I just started the game and I'm just progressing. Marvel's Capcom 2. I can still remember my top 3: Cyclops, Ryu, and Iron Man. Nah, I couldn't lose. I don't think to this day I could lose. But Anyway, yes, I will take you up on that. For whoever challenges me. But, you know, and I haven't played for years. But,
challenge.
Yes. He was like, man, you're good, kid. Because I wasn't just good. I was good comboing and all that stuff. And, you know, people who play that know it's not just, you ain't going to go that far just doing regular moves. You have to have combo sets. And he was like, hey, man, would you, and no, I finally lost. No, I beat the whole thing. It was like this whole point A to point B. And so I'm like, there you go, sir. Thank you for letting me play. He was like, wait. Would you want to play? I'm like, I don't have money. I don't want to spend to join the tournament. He said, no. It's free. We actually have one more spot open. Would you like to join? And I'm looking at the competitors. They're like 30 years old, 20-something years old. And they're looking at me like, this kid is joining. I didn't see nobody my age. I'm like, and my brother was like, Durant, just do it. He's offered it free. And then when they showed the reward was all these VIPs and gift cards. I'm like, well, it's a free tournament. I mean, if I can win this, that would be amazing. And I was like, man, my parents are really, you know, anyway. But, so I was like, sure. Kid you not, because I'm not going to make this story too long, but I kid you not, I think it was like 19 people there that was there for the tournament. I can't remember. It was a big number of people. I went all the way to the finals and won.
At 13
But
years
before
old.
I got to the finals, this one guy was mad because I was beating him. And he was like, he can't come to he literally stopped because he raged. This is our first ever seeing a rage quitter. Mm-hmm. I never knew what it was, but I didn't know what the name was. I was just like, wow, this dude just really gave up. Because he was so frustrated because nothing he was doing was working. This guy was like, way older than me too. And he stopped. He was like, no, you cannot invite this kid over. And this is after I'm like in the third, fourth, fifth. Like I'm passing around. He didn't say nothing then until I played him. He was like, no, you cannot have this kid play. He came late. We all came this. And, you know, he got kicked out. You know, because
of course.
You can't just quit the game. Because I just let him talk. I was still whipping this character's butt. I'm like, okay, that's a free win for me. And I won every round that I was in. I won all the way to the finals with ease. And my brother's face was first, I was thrilled I won the first round. I'm like, oh. And my brother was like, dang, okay, you know. And I kept going, and my brother was like blown. He was sitting there like grabbing his head like, I cannot believe you're this far. I was like,
my goodness.
I know, right?
Where were your parents?
They went shopping. There was like other stores. It was in the strip of Vegas. So they were shopping, and they came like near the end. Because they was wondering what this whole crowd's about. You know, they're like, is my kids all right and all this stuff.
You look down at your kids like the center of it.
Yeah. And the announcer couldn't believe you could hear his voice like, oh my goodness. Like it was where this guy was copying my characters thinking he could be. And I never forget the guy came up to me and said, dude, how did you learn to play so good? How old are you? I said, I'm 13. How did you learn to play so good? And I would tell him the story of the laundromat. I said, you know, and then just from the history of that, I started, I think it was Capcom Street Fighter, no, Marvel Street Fighter, something like that, all the way, you know, to all the times I could actually practice the game to when Marvel's Capcom 2 came out, and I was just, every moment I had to play it, I did, and it was just, I played nothing else, you know, so he was like, dude, like, you were not just great, you was combo crazy. I'm like, oh, I was? I was like, okay, like, I'm just having fun. I'm like, okay. And he gave me this big booklet. And they had like VIPs and free restaurants, free gift cards. And my dad was like, what were y'all, what's this? He was like, it's a tournament. He was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you was in a tournament? And I said, yeah, Mom, look what I got. And I opened this book, it's all these gift cards. It was like, you just won that? I was like, accidentally. It was like, oh, let's go then. You know, it was like, that was like one of the best moments of my gaming life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
crazy story. I always remember that vividly.
That's crazy. Now, when did you get your first game system?
Ooh, my own first game system or my dad's?
Your own. Or I guess, when were you first introduced to gaming in the house?
Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And that was NBA Live. I think it was 93 or 95. And then it was the old looking Madden. And then it was Street Fighter. Those were the 3 games. And Mario, Super Mario. Yep, Super Mario. It was before Luigi. Luigi wasn't in it.
Okay. And when did you get your first game system, like your own system?
18. I told you. That's how I got Iron Angel.
Yep. The Xbox 360?
Yeah, there was a time in our lives where we wasn't allowed to have a system in the house. So I didn't play a game system for like 6-7 years. So the best times I could was if I bumped into an arcade and I'll see like a game and I'll play. But systems wasn't really allowed in our house.
Okay.
So I didn't have mine until I got out of the house and got my own place. And one of the first things I bought was Xbox 360 with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. So we kind of touched on the past, which brought you up to today, or not even today, but to the point where you realize you want to turn this into a business. Mm-hmm. I remember you briefly coming to me seriously, having that conversation with me. What led you to want to become a YouTube entertainer?
I look at it more as a gaming entertainer. Okay. I don't want to close myself up to just YouTube, because this is what I've always been doing. Like I said, I've been on my own since I was 17 going on 18. And sorry for sinuses, but
you're good.
People used to come to my house just to see me have fun or play with me. I've always entertained and game, and that was always me. When I was a kid, I always saw that. That's why I was so shocked at YouTube, because I'm like, so this actually is real. Because it was like a dream. It was like, man, it would be cool if you can game and entertain people, make them have a good time when they come watch you play. They're chilling, they're having fun, they're in the game with you, like they're like, go, go, go. Which is why I love my comment section, because that's why I try to respond to everyone I can, because this is what I've always saw. You know, people are here to enjoy, and as I'm enjoying.
Yeah. Because
how you hear me play is a genuine reaction from me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you would know, because you'd be sitting there laughing. Yeah. I could hear you laugh at me in the living room. But, yeah, I've always been that way. And so to have an outlet where I can actually do that, and hopefully one day make a living off of it, that's amazing. But I'm living the dream now. And I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber yet or nothing like that, but that's not the main focus. I want to grow, but I just love to entertain people. I love to have a good time with people. And one of my outlets, my greatest outlets, is gaming.
Oh, yeah.
So me being a YouTuber, be in the YouTube program was easy for me. Okay. It was too easy. I just needed the time, and the stuff to do it.
And how'd you get the stuff to do it?
Oh, well, that's my wife wanted me to give her a shout out.
No.
Yes, it is.
I just want you to tell the story.
Sure you do. But,
just want you to tell the story.
Okay, I believe you. But, yeah, so I needed a computer. And my wife had this computer that she's had. This is by the time, when we got married, she was still in Michigan State. But she was done with the laptop that she had. And I didn't ask her for it because I didn't think of it. But she brought it up to me. She was like, instead of buying one, use this one. It had all the editing stuff in it already. It had everything I needed to do a YouTube channel. It was like God had everything in line for everything. Like I was tired of doing, as much as I was having a good time with that Connect, it was starting to get annoying because my voice was scratchy on it because the microphone was not the best.
Yep.
The videos were so short. I'm like, man, I want to make longer stuff. And it was like the right time. And then, you gave me the laptop. And I'm still using that laptop to this day. And now I got a whole new computer now that I'm about to use another new editing program. And yeah, here I am now, 3.5 years later. And I love it. I mean, my first game at the time, first game I started was NBA Live 15. And, this is before I knew anything about any live community or whatever. This was just me playing basketball. I was just thrilled that I was making if people go back to my first video, I was just surprised that this is actually real. And I was just like, what? And so that's why I would never delete any of my videos, because it shows progression from the first video to now.
Yeah.
And I've only just started. I mean, this is something that will be empire-like an empire. I said, because you got to put your resume out there. That's why I play different games. I don't just stick to one game as much as people want me to. I'm a gamer. I just like sports, but I like basketball a lot. But I love it. It's just me, and that's how I know I'm going to succeed, because it's just naturally me. Whether if you like me or not, whether how big I get or not, whether how big I get, I'm always going to be the same person, because before YouTube, this guy you hear is the same guy who was before. I even heard what a YouTube was. Think about it, guys. I was 23 when I finally heard what a YouTube channel was. I'm only 28. That's only 5 years ago. I'm like, I've heard people that's been on YouTube, known YouTube for like 10, 12 years. I'm like, what? Man, I was under the loop, but God has this timing for everything. And I think God closed it from me not knowing it, because he knows me. If I would have saw that when it first came out, I would have been done YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But other guy had other plans, and because other things happened at that time. But oh my goodness, if I heard what YouTube was, and I think, that's why I always believe God just did not want me to see it, because everybody but me knew what YouTube was.
Yep.
And I'm like, it had to be God had plans. Because as you see, as soon as I heard about it, I was on it. I'm like, oh, how can I do it? How can I do it?
Yep.
And to this day, I'm the same guy. And, you know, now I'm praying for bigger things for the channel.
Yep.
And it will happen. And I'm still going to be the same me.
It will.
You
now,
know?
I want to touch a little bit on the grind.
Yeah.
You deciding to become an entertainer, a gaming entertainer, while also working full time. How did you make that happen?
A lot of sacrifice. I said, you know, I brought it to God, and I'm like, man, how am I going to do this? Because I knew the work it takes to edit. Because, by the way, to this day, guys, I edit my own stuff. I do my own stuff. I do a lot of my own. Thank God my wife helps me with the podcast. But gaming is all, you know, your boy here. Man, I was dedicated. Like, it's the first time, and honestly, this is the truth. The first time in my life I found a purpose of something I wanted to do as a career. Mm-hmm. You know, other jobs was just jobs to make nice money and move on, but it wasn't something I smiled and looking forward to the next day.
Well,
Excuse me.
How did you know this was your purpose?
Because it always was me. I knew it was my purpose. Gaming has always been my purpose. But I'm talking about purpose as a job, as a career.
Okay.
So that's why I always said I want to put myself as a YouTuber, because if opportunities open for me in gaming other things, then I will. You know, because I've always been a gamer. Yeah. You know, that's why I'm not stuck on YouTube, you know. But YouTube, I look at it as a resume.
Okay.
You know, that's how I look at it. I look at YouTube as a resume. Would it make me big? Could I get ninja-like? Sure. I hope I will one day, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, but is that like, if it's not YouTube, I just get, no, because entertainer is me. It could be through Facebook. It could be through Twitter or whatever it is, you know. Okay. But no, this has been me.
Okay.
So now that my eyes been open to outlets to do it, I'm like, oh, well, you can't stop me now. Like, I'm talking about like whatever force out there, it ain't gonna stop me. Only God Himself and my wife, you know. But the grind, to answer your question, whew, man.
Take us through a day.
Oh boy. So I worked at Target for 9 years, and I used to work at 4 a.m. And 4 a.m. to like 1:30 p.m. And then, you know, I come home to be a husband, and I would have, you know, there would be times where I only would get 3 hours of sleep, you know. And this happened for like the 3.5 years of me doing this. That's how my life has been, you know. And there's been times when my wife had to tell me to go to sleep. But,
all the time. I still have to tell you to go to sleep to this day.
Yeah. It's like I had to learn a balance. But what I did was I would go to work like 4 a.m. to 1:30. Come home, spend time with my wife, make sure everything else is taken care of in a responsible way. By that time, it's dinner time. And then I have from like 7... It's like 7 p.m. at the time. By the way, I wanted to take a nap. I didn't have time for naps. You know, it's 4 a.m. So I get up at 3:30 in the morning to get ready for a 4 a.m. job. I didn't have time for naps because it's 7 o'clock. I'm like, okay. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 8 hours away. So I'm like, okay. I got to play some games and commentate. So I'm like, okay. So this time, by the time I'm playing, it'll be like, when I'm done, it's like 11 o'clock. So now I only got 4 hours left before I go back to work, you know.
Yeah.
But I have to edit it, you know. So I'm like, whew, okay. I'll take an hour, see if I can edit an hour. Thank God I will be able to get a video at least done in an hour.
This was your beginning stages.
This is the beginning stages, yeah. And by that time, it's like 12, 12:30, near 1 o'clock. So I'll have 2 to 3 hours to go to sleep. Wake up, do the cycle over and over and over. I'll be waiting for them days off of the 9 to 5 so I can have a full day of editing. Because one thing I would do is, the days I have off, I'll ask your permission for it if I can just grind, play, edit.
Yep.
So that way, if I want to go to work and just take a nap, I can, because I made so many videos.
Yep.
Like, I know some people are like, hey, on your next video, you should do this. I'm like, well, I already have 10 other videos made because I do it in chunks because I got other responsibilities.
I remember that. You'd be like, hey, honey, guess what? I made 3 videos today. 3. And then the next, like, a week later, you'd be like, oh my gosh, guess what? I broke a record. I made 6 videos today in one day. And I'm just like, that's awesome, honey. That's amazing.
And still having fun. Just my eyes will be baggy because I'm tired as heck. But, you know, the thrill and excitement of my my desire was keeping me up.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't a desire to just have fun and live your dream, I wouldn't have made it. Like, think about that guy. I did it for 3.5 years. Yeah. Over and over and over. 3.5 years. You know, now your body. And there was times where, health-wise, I had one health scare because I did it too much.
Yep.
And I haven't had that since because I now have to balance it, you know. If you can't get it done, then do it tomorrow. And I said, you know, there were some times in my life where I had to do it piece by piece. Because life comes at you and you have to respond to it and do what you need to do.
And this is before any type of paycheck.
Any type.
This is just you wanting to be an entertainer and get as much content out as possible.
Yeah.
So you would literally drain yourself at work, come home, drain yourself at home working on videos, drain yourself from no sleep, and then
do it again.
Yep. Like, no.
Yeah, that's just one. That's just so many stories of how my grind. Like, I can make a whole podcast of how the grind was, and maybe I will. But that was just one scenario, you know. And I'm still grinding.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I do. You know, I love what I'm doing, and one day I would love to have, you know, make a paycheck to where it pays our bills.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't do that yet, but it will. You know, so I'm finding different avenues on that, but still staying who I am. Because that's one thing I would never give up. I know people have told me the clickbait videos, to do the most trendy thing or something like that. What's trendy to me is who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and if that takes a longer time than doing these clickbait and get rich quick or get famous quick schemes, then that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, because I always say there's going to be a time where what I'm doing is going to be big, bigger, and that's how I can grow. You know, I always say that because you got to stay true to yourself. Because I always say, like, there's, you know, for some people who follow trends, once the trend is done, what you got after that?
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck to be like, oh man. And the people realize that you was a fake to begin with because it wasn't who you were.
Yeah.
So I like to stay true. So that way, when I do make it big, people know he was the same guy from the beginning. You know, he was the same person. If I like a different game or do different things, that's cool. Just because I like it, not because, because I've had so many people, hey, you should do Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite. Fortnite's not my game.
Yeah.
I can watch Ali and Ninja play because they're, you know, they make it entertaining, but I tried it. It's not my thing. You know, do pranks is not my thing. You know.
Oh, it's definitely not my thing. You're not about to play a prank on me.
Lie saying that you have this, but it's not really that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lie, you know, to get big, you know. Or, you know, there's been so many different things that I could go at people or situations, but it's not my style either. Do your thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not dissing nobody for whatever they do, but I do have a question for them. When the trend is done, what else do you got? Yeah. There's so many. In the live community, I've seen it. Some, not all, but some of them. You know, where when Live 19 before it came out, they'll make 10 or 12 videos talking about what to expect from Live. Half of it wasn't true, you know, or more than half. And the other half, you could just saw on Twitter. It's like, yeah, I knew that. I'd rather going to say something more captivating, but they only said it to get the attention. And then you see the comments be all upset, you know, and then, you know, they would do whatever they can to get a little attention. And then the game came out a month later, you don't see these people at all because they have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
It's like, me, I'd rather stick to gaming.
Yeah.
If I want to share information, it's because I just naturally just want to. But, I mean, that stuff is shared on Twitter. There's another YouTuber out there who's sharing that information. I don't need to do the same thing. You know, let that person... I don't like looking up information. I like to figure out myself as I'm playing. But if I happen to hear it, I might share it. But that's just my thing. But I'd rather just stick to who I am. When it's all said and done, and that's what I say, everybody got their thing. If you like sharing just information, that's cool. There's news out there. They do the same thing. You know, there's no diss to it. Like I said, I'm saying those who do it just to lie or just to get attention and act like they love the game, and then as soon as the game's not as famous as they want or don't give them as much views, they just desert it.
Yeah.
And be like, I never was into it. You just said it a month ago that you was all in and I'm the guy to follow for live content or 2K or whatever content. Then where were you?
Yeah.
You know, and where were you? It's like, you know, when the game is at its lowest, you're nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
It's like, me, I'm going to play the game if it's at its lowest or highest because I just love it. I just love the game. Yeah. And that's where people got to get to. I know, like, even with my views, some games have 1,000, some have 300, some have just 50.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't change my mindset of what I'm gonna do, because one day this is gonna be big.
Yeah.
People are not willing to grind. I grind for, and it's no shame on them, because some see it as some have gaming as a dream like I do. Some don't. Some just want to do it to see how far they can go with it. Hey, more power to them. Maybe that wasn't just your plan, your dream. Me, I'd rather just stay the course and stay it honestly. I love what I do. I have no regrets. As much as tired so if I've been, I've smiled every night. With bags in my eyes. They're like, you only got 50 views. I'm like, well, praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
No, it could be 0 people.
So true.
It could be 0 people. That's how I look at it. It could be 0. Gratefulness take you a long way.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll have that same attitude when I get to 1 million and get to 2, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, being a YouTuber, a gaming entertainer is what I call it, is who I was already. YouTube is just an outlet for people to see me more. But I've always done it. I can give you friends' names of who just come over my place. Oh, man, we just come just to watch Duran play the game or to play with them. So I've always been this guy.
Yeah.
And that's why every video you hear me the same way. Because
That's who you are.
And if you don't see a game on my channel, it's because I got bored of it for a while. I don't care if it gave me 1 million views. I'm not going to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's just who I am. People might think that's weird. Man, your number one interest in income, if I was in that situation,
Mm-hmm.
you're not playing it no more. Yeah, because I grew tired of it. I'm going to make this game big. But it's going to shorten your income. It'll come back one day.
Yeah.
But I always will be there because I'm not going to cheat my viewers out, and I'm not going to cheat myself out. That's just me. That's how I am. That's how I bring gaming, and the attitude that was in the past from people to just play the game to have fun needs to come back. You're starting to see it die more and more. There's a lot of people who are YouTubers and they just beg for likes, for subscribes, and if they don't get a certain amount of views, they stop playing. Then what are you playing the game for?
Views.
And that's what shows, because you think it's here to have fun and entertain, but people need to come back to the age where you play the game because you love it. And if you don't love it, then you don't play it. I know you don't care how many people love you. Always say, someone told me this, and I've always kept this: you make it big.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 people viewed it. Well, get 5. Well, get 10. Well, get 20.
And praise the Lord for those 2.
Yeah, because it'll get bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite doesn't all of a sudden get big in thin air. No, if somebody worked on it, it got better, bigger and better. Then all of a sudden it became the game of the century. Next year or this year will be another game, and then it'll be another game, and then it'll be another game. But until you just stick to what you like, I respect those who play still. There's YouTubers who play Roblox. Like, it's like, and you see their history. Like, they've been playing Roblox since before people cared about Roblox. Now, like, one of the famous channels on there. Roblox. It's like, what is this? Like, I respect the heck. You have my support. You have my love and all that stuff. But for those who are just, I ain't making this video unless y'all hit 10,000. Like, who are you talking to? One, you talking to us who you want us to support you, but you're not threatening, but you're saying, I love this game so much. I like this game, but I'm not playing it unless you do 10,000 likes. That just doesn't seem like a genuine gamer.
Yeah.
Who just loves he just do it for the money. And I understand people got their own financial situation, but you're talking to a guy who's still growing, who's looking for his paycheck to pay to get pay the bills. But I keep the same attitude.
Yeah.
And trust me, when that big check comes, it will never change. I love it. This is genuine gaming, and I want to bring that back into the gaming world, where people just play because I love this game. The fact that y'all supporting it is a bonus.
Yeah.
And that's my attitude. I love that. I watch my own videos. I kid you not. I watch my own videos.
I know.
Because I look at, I'm like, man, this is amazing body of work.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I get amazed at it all the time. And the fact that I have supporters out there, I love every one of them. And I love the ones that are coming in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I always say I love my haters too. I love them all.
Okay.
Because y'all gave me a shot. Y'all at least looked at what I offer. I've met some of them on Xbox Live, and their reactions are hilarious. They are funny in a good way. Wow, you are just the same as your videos. Because they're here to see it. Like, they can tell I just love the game. And some just want to see, are you the same person?
Yeah.
And they be like, wow, you're literally the same guy. I say, yeah. I said, you gotta love what you do or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
If you go for the money, even when you are big, but that was what your mindset was, you're not going to last. You're not going to last. You'll be like a rapper who came and went. Like, where's the whip, watch me, nay guy? There's nowhere to be found.
Oh, yeah, what happened
Designer. No disrespect. But I'm talking about that's like the mindset. I mean, you'll be a hit and you'll be forgotten. I like to be remembered as a guy who just loved what he did.
Leaving a legacy.
Yeah. Some of these rappers, they were known because they love what they did. People, when you see Kendrick or J. Cole, you never say, oh, they just, they're about that money. No, they just love what they do. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you can tell sometimes they don't care what they look like or something. Mm-hmm. Their hair's all over the place. But they just love the music.
Yeah.
And that's me. I just love the gaming. And there'll be a Dr. Dre or a Jay-Z like they did for J. Cole and Kendrick who will look at me and say, I'm going to promote what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just stick to the script. But yeah.
All right. Now, you just went full-time in gaming. And yes. So we want to know what's next for Iron Angel. What can we expect in 2019? We just started the year. We're about 2-3 weeks in. So what can we expect this year?
Man. So, I'll be on camera a little bit more.
Really?
Not every video.
Okay.
But it'll be more like an introduction as I'm showing you, like if I made a character and I'm showing you the stats of the player, I'll do all that. But when I show gameplay, I don't like my face on it. You're not here to look at my face. You're here to look at the game. That's why people ask me why I'm not on camera much. One, because I don't like being on camera that much. But two, because I like y'all to get entertained. When y'all watch TV shows, you're not sitting there looking at the voice actors all day. No. Yeah. It's like you're looking at the TV shows. That's how I get my gaming. You hear my voice, but you don't hear.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So, but some people will see my face from time to time. I have a camera. I'm gonna do that like on some videos in the beginning. So that's coming up. The podcast started already. I want to do shoe vlogs. There's some anime Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there, so I'll be showing vlogs of my whole collection, and then every once in a while I'll buy a pack and show what's in there. More 2K videos on the way. More Star Wars. Jump Force is coming out, so I'll be doing that. I'm missing something. I just can't think of it. Man, what was it? It was something else. Oh, my new editing program. There's gonna be a new intro coming soon to where it's like an animated, Iron Angel. Expect that, guys. It's gonna be amazing. Intro, new editing program. So my editing is going to be going up. My new high definition picture of my videos where it's going to be like 4K looking. New board, more followers coming, and a whole even bigger community of people who just love to talk gaming, sports, and just have a great time. Expanding the family. I'm looking to hopefully get to 100K plus subs this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for somebody who may have had a similar background or, may have just been introduced to YouTube through your channel, or somebody who is just now pursuing getting into gaming and getting into entertaining, what advice do you have for them?
Follow the heart. Don't follow the likes. Likes are a bonus. Don't let that be the first priority. I've seen too many people, YouTubers, people in general say, I'm so tired of it, but hey, I get the likes, so I get the attention. Don't be that in that group. It's the saddest thing to see, and, believe in your craft, no matter if it's one person to 100 million people. Believe in your craft and just keep working towards it. There's always room to grow. If you go in knowing what you're doing, you're going to fail. Mm-hmm. I went in with a clear mind. All I knew was I was a gamer. Everything else, I had to follow along. You know, I tell people all the time, I'm not the best 2K user. I'm still learning 2K to this day.
Yeah.
I actually want to do something cool. Oh, that's another thing that's coming up. Pretty soon I'll be doing 1v1s with subs. I know that I've been asked that for a while, and I stink at 1v1s. Y'all heard it here first. I stink at 1v1s, but I'm like, the way to get better is to play 1v1s and just get my butt kicked to try to become really good. So I'm going to do that with subs and post on YouTube, but I'll announce whenever that happens. But yeah, just believe in what you're doing, regardless of the voices or anything. If you believe in what you're doing, and if it's naturally you, then it will work out. You can smile at the end of the day, and you can move forward. That's the best advice. That's something that I had to hold on to, and it's worked. I'm 28, and I literally play, and people say I make videos as if I'm making millions of dollars. I like that response. Because I ain't making not even close to that, you know?
Not even
close. Not even close. Like I said, I just want to be able to make money to pay the bills. I ain't even there yet, so, you know, but, you know, I'm glad that's a good response, though.
Yeah.
You know, people's like, I'm the most underrated YouTuber. That's a good compliment.
Mm-hmm.
All those, like I said, the compliments and the likes are awesome. It's not my first thought, though. Like I said, I watch my videos. I'm like, man, okay. And I critique my own videos. Next time when I do this, you know, and I even ask my subs, what advice y'all got for me? Because I'm always open. So I always have an open mind, you know. And yeah, love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell you anything if you just do what you love. You know, nobody can. They can advise you. They can help you. But they can't bring you down. You know, they can't do none of that. So stick to who you are, love it, and stay strong in it. Believe in it. No matter how long, I've been 3.5 years. Now I've seen people with less views than I have go further than I have when it comes to numbers. But I still believe I'm in a better state than they are. Than some of them, you know, because to this day, I still think it's sad. You know, some of them look sad and they're just going for the money or the attention than the love of the game. And when they don't have it, they seem lost sometimes. Me, I get more happier and I get more excited, you know. And I just have 35, something like that, some subs. But like I say, and my subs say it too. I play as if I have millions of them. That's the best feeling in the world, you know. And I love it. And I'm about to grind some more. Like I said, I ain't even hit chapter 1 yet, you know. So y'all think it's cool now? Just wait till the future.
All right. Well, guys, you heard it here, Into the Game with Iron Angel. Today we kind of dove into why he decided to pursue gaming entertainment via YouTube. And you've heard a lot about his history, his background, growing up, his exposure to gaming, and how he got to where he is now. Now, we want to know, what's your dream? Comment below. Let us know what it is you're grinding for, what it is you believe your purpose is, and hopefully we can support you along the way.
Yeah, everybody has their own kind of dream.
Exactly.
You don't have to be gaming. You could be an artist, a writer, whatever. You could be a Lego builder. I met somebody he's in Japan right now. Look it up on Google. He makes millions by just building Legos for this company.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. And he's some amazing stuff, too, that he built. And if you think about it, if you heard a kid say, I'm going to be a Lego builder, you'd be like, what? That's your goal? Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. So reach for your dreams, comment below what they are, and thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Into the Game.
See you guys.